personally because you are making a huge difference, and it's obvious. And they're getting nervous. They're throwing up BS reasons to take your channel off because you're making a huge difference. And thank you. And that's another thing. I want to give Alex some constructive criticism. He's going to say that he's going to claim to be at the tip of the spear, which, by gosh, he is. He is the tip of the spear. But when people call up and say, "Hey, you're the man," just like the other night when you were talking, it was like, "Oh, the man himself." He's like, "Oh yeah, Jason, the man, whatever." Come on, he is the man. You guys have got your people there in the background that are running the show, making sure it goes out and does the job. But when it comes down to it, you and Alex. You're the newest one. You're like the backup lead singer, but, Alex is a lead singer. He's leading a lot of people, and that's why I'm working real hard at one of my radio stations up here in Anchorage to possibly carry you guys, because my little transmitter can only get you out there so far, and you guys' message is very important, and it needs to be out there.
Well, thank you, man, and support from, people like yourself that are willing to call up stations, say, hey, you have to carry this or carry us on a micro and try to get it out to the hundreds or thousands of people that you can. And I agree with you, man. Alex is a lead singer, and he knows it in his heart, but it's very hard for me. He has this conflicted existence. He's got a family at home. He wants to be a regular guy. At the same time, he has to be the boss here. He has to run that. And then he has to really keep grounded on top of it while going over hardcore information. And if it weren't for Alex Jones, I obviously wouldn't be sitting in this seat, but I would be nowhere near to as awake to the overall agenda without him, because there are things that there are just alleys and corridors in this information movement that I didn't want to go down, and Alex forced me down those paths, and they're the vaccinations and the occult aspects of this and the world government aspects and the chip aspects. They're very scary stuff, but it was because of a voice like Alex that I was able to look at this information, verify it for myself, and now do what I do, hopefully, maybe half as good as he does, and bring people into this movement, because we can't be preaching to the choir.
You're doing a good job there, Uncle Jay, and I want to let you guys know that even though I cannot donate a whole lot of money, but here in September I PCS down to Alamogordo, New Mexico. I would be more than willing to come over for a week and take the trash out, deliver coffee, whatever it's got to do. I can't donate money. Exactly,
hey man, just for you putting us up on the on your transmitter to get us out, that's a huge step, and you are a true info warrior. I thank you for the call. Everybody can do a little bit. I mean, we just talked to somebody for a half an hour who is making up DVDs and handing them out in ASU. I mean, again, it's about the will to do something, to stand up and fight, to not live on your knees, but if necessary, die on your feet for what you believe in. And that's the bottom line. Do you want to live as a slave, as a subordinate, as what they describe you as sheeple, as chattel? Do you want to just keep accepting it and accepting it? Oh, I'm going to take it just, and you just keep going back and back and back until you're in a grave. Plans for British homes to have smart meters by 2020. All homes in Britain are to have smart meters installed by 2020 to record energy use under plans announced by the government on Monday. See, I've been telling you about this. This is the island mentality, where everything you do will be regulated. The new meters would mean an end to estimated gas and electricity bills. No waiting in for a meter reader call. See, they act like it's going to be the best thing ever. Oh, it's going to be so convenient to have this meter thing. No one will have to come. We'll just decide how much energy you're allowed to use. We'll just decide how much we're going to charge you for your little carbon tax. So smart meters in all homes in Britain. Do you think that could possibly be some sort of a control grid? No, but I must be making it up. I obviously wrote this story under a pseudonym, submitted it to Reuters, and had them publish it. An elaborate hoax by Jason Burmess. Give me a break. All right, let's jump to Rick. You're on the air. Rick.
Hi, Jason.
How you doing?
Great. By the way, you woke me up 3.5 years ago. 28. I'm 53 now, and 3.5 years ago, a 28-year-old told me I should watch Loose Change. And I did, and she also told me to go to INFOWARRIOR.net, and I've been on fire ever since then. I bought a DVD burner about a couple of years ago, and I put out thousands of DVDs, and this thing that's happening, Alex predicted it. Some time ago. I remember listening, and he said, we're going to have times when they're going to try and pull the internet on us. So I started burning DVDs then, knowing this was coming, and I want to put a fire out there to everyone listening. If you can buy a DVD burner, get one, please. If you can do wireless micro transmitters, do it. We need to make an army of people getting information out, and what I called is Operation Wake Up Your Neighborhood, is if we'll take responsibility for our own neighborhood. And every month I go out at 3:30 in the morning. I put out DVDs in the newspaper boxes. Mm-hmm. And I've been doing that for the last year. If we can do that, we will wake up America, and we will change our world. We'll take this back.
Absolutely. And, it doesn't have to be relegated just to your local neighbors' mailboxes. Go out to the local Walmart where it's packed on a weekend, and you will have no shortage of cars to put movies on the windshield. People
Absolutely.
take DVDs, okay? We speak MTV and videos now. Everybody's got a DVD player. It's like the television set in the 80s and 90s. Everybody's got one, and they want to watch movies. People don't read. They barely even watch the regular propaganda news. So you have to hit them hard with this information on a DVD. That's why the Obama deception is so important. That's why Loose Change is so important. That's why Fabled Enemies is so important. Because, again, people don't take the time to read. You have to do it for them. And, like you said, wake up your neighbors, wake up your friends, wake up your family. Anything else for me, sir?
Oh, well, that's it. And, I get out about 400 DVDs a month. And if we can just, and I'm out giving them out to people. And, but the main thing is we need to really put a push out to override this YouTube thing. When the nervous system gets interrupted, there's other internuncial nerves that start moving out and branching out to go around the problem. And that's what we need to be doing. We need to be thinking ahead and moving around these problems so that we continue the InfoWars.
Absolutely, and that's why we're going to have a blip.tv account tomorrow. I promise you, folks. We got to put new accounts everywhere. We're asking you to post them on your personal sites. Let Google and YouTube know we don't like their fascism. We don't like their dictatorship. We don't like their tyranny. We want the InfoWarrior and the Alex Jones channel back. I haven't hit this article up, and it's pretty disturbing. I'm not going to lie. It's out of The Guardian. Oh, another mainstream news outlet. The alternative media. How dare they report what the mainstream news writes down and says? They're subversives. They're extremists. They're terrorists, and they need to be stopped. So we'll just pull their YouTube channels, round them up, give them delicious shots under Executive Order 13375, and then throw them in a FEMA camp. But Glenn Beck will tell you all those things don't exist. None of them. The danger of drugs and data. Folks, yeah, I can't even believe I'm actually going to say this. But you think the drug companies like you? You think that they're honest? That they're here to help? Merck drug Vioxx. So this is the Merck company. Well, let's just put it this way. The first fun thing to emerge in the Australian case is an email documentation showing staff at Merck made a hit list. Let me repeat that. A hit list of doctors who were critical of the company or the drug. This list contained words such as neutralize, neutralized, and discredit next to the name of various doctors. So if we can't bribe them or kill them, we'll discredit them. I mean, that's the double speak. That's what that means. If we can't bribe them or kill them, actually, bribe, kill, also coerce, threaten them so that they'll change their opinion. We'll just discredit them. Here's a nice little quote. We may need to seek them out and destroy them where they live, said one email from a Merck employee. Very loving, very Christian, very good, very, we're here to help. We're Merck. We want you to feel better. We want you to live longer. We love you. Oh, except for if you're a doctor and you're critical, then we're going to go after you, your family, possibly kill you, or discredit you thoroughly. Probably make up rumors about you, hope that you cheat on your wife, and we'll have a video. Break up families. That's the sort of thing we do here at Merck. And remember, Michael Clayton, that was all based on Monsanto. Michael Clayton, kind of a stale movie. I mean, a lot of people liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. I was kind of on the in-between. I knew what was going on. Clooney's done better work, in my opinion. But just the fact that it is about Monsanto should allow people to go take a look at it. Staff are also alleged to have used other tactics, such as trying to interfere with academic appointments, dropping hints about how funding to institutions may dry up. Yeah, Doc, I don't know how we're going to fund the place if you don't want to drug everybody with this thing. I mean, we're just going to have to give it to them. It doesn't matter if they have any symptoms. It doesn't matter if it has terrible side effects. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work. Don't we want some money here? We have to make a living. Come on, Doc. Institutions might think about whether they wish to receive money from a company like that in the future. Worse still is the revelation that Merck paid the publisher Elsevier to produce a publication. Really? Oh, wow, now they're in with the media, too. No, see, this thing, the military-industrial complex doesn't exist. Eugenics don't exist. The media loves us, too. See, the drug companies and media love us so much, they're willing to work together on how to figure out